with no insurance registration data to discuss this week, I wanted to just go directly to what is impacted by Chinese New Year, and very heavily so. In a second, I'll show you what I mean. The 3100th NIO power swap station up and running. This announced from NIO. And then, of course, this is the map across China. And think your car with this share. On January 27th, one day alone, NIO Power added 29 new battery swap stations. The build out the infrastructure continues. This is why it's important, especially during this Chinese New Year time when so many are traveling. And the advantage of NIO and now Onvo and later Firefly with the swapping capabilities. This is the, I think, a critical pivot point in China, and possibly we'll see it carry over into Europe with battery swap stations, power swap stations, and those. In fact, there's another element, and I'm going to do another video later on, either today or tomorrow, because I think Elon Musk, in his most recent Tesla earnings call, accidentally pumped NIO with its power and energy play, but I don't know if he realizes that. So I'll cover that and talk about that in a future video. But now let's jump over, because we did get some new data on the FTD side of things. And the thing I was wondering is if we would see any more continued spikes in this in these recent months as shorts remain in control of price action, and if or when we would see the stock price start to pick up. Maybe a clear uptrend is about to begin. The big day was this day, January 13th. It looks like about 1.5 million shares that could not be located. Now, on that day, there was only a trade volume of about 36 million. So if you ask me, that's a pretty suspiciously high number that couldn't be located. My guess would be that shorts are still in the play and are still sort of maintaining some control over price action, maybe just pinning it and keeping it in certain ranges. But maybe we're about to see that change, as even on a day like today, and as I'm recording this, we're just a few hours in from the market open, a little over 20 million on the trade volume side of things, not very high volume, and yet the stock is up, and not just NIO, but other stocks as well. In fact, let's talk about Alibaba, because I figured once we would see big money flow back into Chinese stocks, Alibaba would be an easy indicator for us. And also, it had been showing these FTD spikes as well. So I was curious when we would get the updated data, what that would look like. And recently, the spikes have dropped off on the FTD side of things. So maybe not surprising to see the stock price moving up again, although I still think it could go quite a ways. That's not just me thinking it either. I think Thomas Hayes has been talking about that for a while over at Great Hill. So I just sit back and try to study, observe, find much higher level, more experienced people than myself to learn from, and then share some of my research along the way. This is what NIO looks like today. And if we go back and look at the history, it's kind of interesting to do this sometimes. And there are some more things that I can show here, and I will, but not in this video. I want to keep this one pretty brief, just so that people could see, kind of what things are looking like short term, very short term. And then also, this would be the full history of NIO. So with that, and at the bottom here, I'm always curious about the trade volume and how much that is elevated, or where it's been, and versus the stock price and where things have traded. So anyway, just another bit that I wanted to share. I will be back with more content, like I said, at least to cover Elon perhaps accidentally pumping NIO with its energy play. Love it. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you all again very soon.